I ain't sure this is our take. This is Mark the moderator.
Banks.com, the game is the game, always.
Avery the Process, Apartment AD, shout the shop fair.
Yo, you shouting out markets? Really? That's what we doing now? Shop fair? Yo, my man. Okay, so we're going to stay on this Jets theme. We're going to keep talking about something because I think now looking at the situation with Jamal Adams calling out the coach, what is your thoughts and what's your take on Adam Gase being the head coach of the Jets? And he's only been there a short period of time, but what's your take on Adam Gase and the Jets' future with him?
I'll let you go, Banks.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's privilege, man. This dude was not that great of a coach. I mean, what do you have, like a half-good season in Miami? And then it kind of went all to shit after that. And, you know, he was out of a job for less than a week. Listen, you can look at both New York – I'm sorry. You can look at both New York sports teams as example, New York sports football teams as examples of white privilege. Do you see an NFL owner handing over the keys to the kingdom to a black assistant special teams coach who just talked highly about Bill Belichick? That's only something that happens to white people. I don't think Adam Gase is a good coach. The Jets are not my team, but yeah, it's privilege. It's basically what I'm seeing. It's privilege. That's all it is that allows him to. He has the arrogance of a Bill Belichick without the results.
Okay. Avery?
I've worked in white collar America for a few years, and I've never seen a guy that had the worst performance in sales or didn't have a good performance in sales continuously get a job or promotion. I've never seen it. You know what I'm saying? You only see this stuff in sports. You only see this retread stuff in sports. The dude never was a good coach. I don't know what he did in Miami that made the Jets feel like he was the guy. And if we recall, he got hired like that.
Yeah,
like
he got a job. Started work less than a week, I believe.
Yeah, like as soon as that job with the Jets opened, he was in there. So I'm lost. I still don't know what that's about. Clearly, in my perspective, he doesn't seem like a good leader. And like I said, he doesn't have the resume that would suggest that he was worthy of the job. So, I mean, what do I think about him? Again, when you get guys like that are head coaches, when you get people that work in sales that are trash salespeople, but they get jobs, that speaks more to the owner and the general manager than anything. That's my perspective. That's what it speaks to.
You know, it's interesting. Both of y'all.
By the way.
Huh?
Isn't the owner and the general manager and their father and son? Isn't Steven the general manager?
Woody Johnson, they older Johnson. Johnson.
Yeah, I think.
You talking about the Jones?
No, Woody Johnson isn't running the operations. His son is Chris Johnson is running the operations.
Joe Douglas is the GM. I'm sorry.
He's the GM. But let me say this. You know, the interesting part that y'all touched on two great points. And the thing is that Adam Gase was 23-25 with the Dolphins. He got fired in 2 weeks. It wasn't a week. It was 2 weeks later. The Jets hired him as their head coach, and he's done nothing. He's supposed to have been the quarterback guru, right? They undrafted Sam Darnold. They've had him 2 years. Sam Darnold doesn't look any better than what he looked like in college. But yet you're supposed to have the quarterback guru coaching him. Once again, and I think, just like y'all were saying, white privilege steps in and always wins out. No way is Adam Gase a good coach. And Jamal Adams called him out and called him to the carpet, and he knew just how to get out of New York is to call that dude out and then go after Woody Johnson.
Well, let me say this too. Like, what makes a dude a quarterback guru? Like, I don't really understand that. Like, okay, homeboy that was with the Cardinals. What's my man's name? Coach that's now with Tampa Bay.
Shucks, man.
His name.
I know the hat.
Name slips.
Arians.
Arians.
Bruce Arians.
Okay, Bruce Arians. All right, Peyton Manning, right? Who was this, the next guy he had at Arizona, or when he was with Arizona that he kind of
Kurt Warner.
Okay. So, again, I always say, show me your resume. And if you got a little bit of something on your resume, I'm going to say, okay. But to call a dude a quarterback guru, come on. Yeah, like, you talk about throwing names out there. You talk about, like, great and Hall of Fame and all of that stuff. That's one of those things that, they got to stop throwing that out there. Cut it out. You work with a guy that was a good quarterback. That doesn't make you a quarterback guru. Like, cut it out, man.
Well, let me say.
And I'm speak on that real quick. And I'll speak on that real quick because I absolutely hate this. I hate this because all this shows quarterback guru, offensive genius, and everything. No, you have a system that you like running, and if the people are not qualified to run your system, then you don't look as good. And this goes across basketball and football. Jay Gruden was a quarterback guru, right? You mean to tell me you couldn't find a way to utilize Robert Griffin III? If you're a guru, right, don't you design your system? Isn't your system free-flowing? Meaning that I work with the components that are given to me, and I make those components look better than they are, or I maximize the ability of those components. Or as a quarterback guru go, I have this system. If you can't be a pocket passer and do this, then it's not going to work. That's not a guru. That's somebody that has a system.
But that's two things crossing. You're crossing me being called a guy that can work with quarterbacks and me becoming a head coach. As in with anything, you become a head coach, it's like, I don't want this dude here. I want my own squad. I don't care. I want who I want around me. So it kind of goes like, I understand what you're saying, but it's kind of 50-50 on that. When you got quote unquote control, it's like, I don't want to be forced with this guy that ownership wants me to work with. If I'm the coach, let me bring in my own players. You know what I mean? But I agree. That's why we shouldn't be throwing around, I'm a quarterback guru. You know what I mean?
Tony was a great coach because of the system in Phoenix. He went to New York. Carmelo Anthony is one of the best offensive players. You couldn't find a way to work with Carmelo Anthony. Like, come on, man.
But I think there's something to this which I'm going to bring up is this. How many black quarterback gurus are there? Now, no, hold on. Think about something, okay? Eric Bieniemy right now should be being called a quarterback guru. He should be for the work he's done with Patty Moe, but he's not getting that title.
He should be a head coach. Let's clear that up first.
No, without a doubt.
Clear that up.
But what I'm talking about is the title of quarterback guru, a dude like that's just got $500 million. Patty Moe and everything he's done since he's walked into this league.
That's true.
Eric Bieniemy is not getting called, isn't getting that label at all. I keep saying it, and now the elevation hasn't happened yet. I think it's going to happen for him, but the elevation hasn't happened for him. To me, that title, that term quarterback guru is bullshit because half these dudes fall into a situation where they get a quarterback, they work with him, but you don't see that over and over and over.
Right, I got
Josh McDaniels is supposed to be a quarterback guru. Let's see what he does with Cam. Now that, because look, like I said, if this dude is such a guru, they shouldn't even had Cam because they got Stidham. I keep saying it. Sean Payton is another dude. Is he really this offensive genius? We haven't seen him outside of what he's done with Drew Brees. But they get they get these labels. If it doesn't transfer, and I always say, if your talent doesn't transfer, then it wasn't really real. It has to transfer.
I mean, that's something to be seen. I'm big. I'm more on, I get it. I'm more on a system. I'm more of a system person. I believe that systems work as opposed to just talent. You know what I mean?
Then we got to eliminate the quarterback guru because I'm going to bring something up.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to bring something up. Jameis Winston played underneath a quarterback guru. Am I right or wrong?
Indeed.
Okay. Bruce Arians, this dude threw 30 interceptions under Bruce Arians' tutelage.
30 for 30. 30 for 30.
Well, he did throw a lot of interceptions, but he also threw 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns.
But again, if you're the quarterback guru, that's all I'm going by. The 30 interceptions is alarming because that's what stands out underneath your tutelage. You were tutoring this kid.
I wouldn't say that because that's decision making, right? So let's say if we could cut Jameis's turnovers in half, right? That's decision making. Maybe I mean he had his best year in terms of yardage under Arians. So you just can't say the interceptions is the whole part of the picture. I understand what you're saying, but
yeah, less the interceptions, which you can't do. Statistically, Jameis had his best year of his career.
Right.
But
that might just be decision making.
No,
Arians might be talking to him on the sidelines like, "Yo, fam, you can't throw that pass."
Listen.
Pass.
Hold on. Let me say this, and I'm not giving breaks. You had a training camp with him. You had preseason with him. You had OTAs with him. As you being his head coach and the quarterback guru, his decision making is linked to the coach. It goes hand in hand. If you go through a 16-game season and you're talking about a dude that has thrown 30 interceptions, you got to look at the coaches. What is the coach also not giving him in this quarterback's bag?
I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you, Mark. But some dudes is just like, yo, maybe Jameis is just that dude. Like, I got the arm, I can make this throw.
But
and every time he goes to the sidelines, yo, he's like, yo, fam, we talked about this all week.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Banks, hold up. But let's say this. He's never thrown for 5,000 yards on the previous team he was on. He's never thrown 30 interceptions for the previous team he was on.
It's all of it.
That's why I said if you're going to give him the yardage, if the yardage attaches to the coach, then you got to attach the picks as well to the coach. That's my only point. You can't separate him because he didn't do that elsewhere. This is the highest interceptions he's ever thrown in his 5-year career as a quarterback. You can't tell me that that's not linked to the coach.
True.
Okay. But once again, the quarterback guru title needs to go out the window. A lot of these cats aren't guru.
All that
gotta go. So thank y'all for tuning in. Leaf Hurry back. Get your merch, man. We got a lot of stuff. You go right online. IWillTakeSports.com. You see everything which we got. Masks. We even got boxes, man. If y'all want to go there and get your boxes, you can do that too. All right, peace out.
Peace, y'all.
This is our take. 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 This is our take.